Travis Wayne Goodsell. As coronavirus gets worse and worse and worse, I even got threatened today by someone who's not supposed to even be around me and talk to me, as I posted earlier. The church is backtracking because a certain someone raised alarms last night, or yesterday, as the church had caused a lot of confusion with their article on other large gatherings. And so they've updated with some follow-ups after my video yesterday, and on weekly worship services, other large gatherings, missionary work. Oh, CES guides, temple worship services. Okay, so they put it all on the same page. Alright. So they just forwarded me to the end. Alright, so they're all on the same page now, so you don't have to click to go to each different one. So it starts with General Conference. They still have the link that you're supposed to see what the new format is. But they do say sessions will still be done virtually. Isn't it supposed to be virally? Online? Oh well, whatever. Other large gatherings, beginning March 16th, large gatherings will be postponed in the United States and Canada. And so, like I said, temples have to be closed because that's a large gathering. And if you're not paying attention, the mayor is saying 500 people is a large gathering. No, you can have 10. And all you need is one person who's infected to infect others. That's it. So a large gathering is more than one. And Nelson's a doctor. He knows this. But apparently we have to see the other implementations as we get to it. Missionary work. In Europe, all senior missionaries and young missionaries with serious or chronic medical conditions will be returning home today. So they addressed that one. These missionaries who are at higher risk from across the 22 missions are returning home. After returning home, they will self-isolate for 14 days, according to the guidelines, if you may have it or you're being tested. And so, let's see, the information above applies to these 22 missions, and it's all of them, and okay, I don't see Russia, because they included that on Europe, I believe, because it's not in Asia, even though it's Asia. 2 missionary training centers are still closed. Other areas of missionary work, they're closed if they're in the countries where it's of high concern. Following missions: Japan, Cambodia, Italy, Korea, Mongolia, Singapore, Thailand. Okay. CES. New guidelines on 16th of March 2020, and you gotta click temporary guidelines. Students around the world in higher education campuses, yes, BYUs are needing to be closed. It's a large gathering. There will be no gathering for large events, classes and small gatherings. Each institution is asked to consider local circumstances and guidelines. BYU pathway. Seminaries. Daily seminary and institute programs will follow the gathering decisions of local congregations. Again, all it takes is one. They are not taking this seriously enough. They backtracked. They're exposing you guys. Shame on you, Nelson. Okay, temples. Paraguay, Boston, Massachusetts, Denmark, Japan, Portugal, Kentucky, New York, Italy, South Korea, Japan, Washington, Taipei, British Columbia. Okay, they're all closed for coronavirus. So again, like I said, in Utah, the dominant Mormons who attend on a regular basis, who make contact with the majority number of people, are the elderly in the temples. They are a high trafficked area, a large gathering, especially the Jordan River Temple. This is not good. They are backtracking because I sounded the alarm and caused confusion. Unbelievable. They're doing it on purpose because I said so. They don't want to prove that I'm right. Oh man. Okay, under the worship services, some regions have suspended or limited Sunday worship, shortening worship services, sacrament meeting only, canceling of worship services, and others. Listen to the local leaders, the area presidency councils, presidency requirements, blah blah blah. And so yes, they're backtracking. Church is back on. You can now be infected with coronavirus because they're refusing to shut down the church, as they previously indicated yesterday. Although bishops are supposed to be aware of their members, but they're saying that you're supposed to determine whether to participate in public gatherings, including at church. So they allow the option to skip church now. It's up to you whether you want to die. You have your free agency. And here they're telling us not to touch anybody. Church workforce, and again, it's the same thing. Follow the guidelines provided here. Providing aid. Since its initial donation to China back in January, churches received numerous requests. Yeah. Those requests are being evaluated. Oh, they're not freely giving as the Lord requires for His church? And addressed the church is able to do so. Addressed as the church is able now. They're not prepared, guys. They were supposed to be prepared, and they're not. And in summary, we're grateful, we're thankful, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so have fun, Mormons. The church is leading you astray. I just exposed Heber C. Kimball with an hour-long video, and shocking information, even for me, and I did the preliminary information and thought I knew what was going on. There's more than even I knew was going on, so check it out. You're going to be staying home now, quarantining yourself, so you've got an hour to waste.